Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy Panama Fargo, and I'm back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're gonna be talking about what the Raiders did when they was back at practice. Certain players returned to practice, right? That we're excited to hear from. Certain players changed their number, and just the overall scope of things is what's going on for the Raiders. First day, really getting ready for Denver, right? So, without further ado, let's get this intro started and let's get the show cracking.
Young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Once again, it's another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys are tapping on that like and subscribe button. And please hit on the little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes like this one right here. Like I was saying, man, today we're just going over the overall scope of practice, right? Who returned, what's going on, give you the updates, right? So without further ado, let's get it cracking. So today, Chandler Jones and Dylan Parham returned back to practice today. So those two guys who've been out for a significant amount of time have returned back to practice. All right, so now that we can kind of breathe on that, they're back. The Raiders are probably keeping them out as a precautionary measure, like they do with most of the other players. So, right there, those two players returned, so that's good news. Next, also, we know that Josh Jacobs has returned back to practice, sporting that number 8, looking good in the number 8, man. So that is somebody I was excited to see, and he looks good. He looks in shape, man, and no doubt he's probably working on himself. He was probably doing his own thing and working by himself, but definitely my whole concern was just getting him in here to get game ready, right? Getting within the rhythm of the offense, within the flow of the offensive line. And now that he's back, you know what I mean? We're looking good, and I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing from him. He's looking slim. He's looking like he's ready to go week 1. So that I'm excited about. Now, some guys that the Raiders have claimed back, right, for the practice squad. Netane Moody is back for with the Raiders for the practice squad. So is McClendon Curtis, a guy I continue to talk about. So that means the Raiders did end up keeping Netane Moody, McClendon Curtis, and Dalton Wagner. All three of those guys, they have some nice potential and upside, especially Dalton Wagner and McClendon Curtis, guys you could really work on. So, boom, from there, they keep those guys. Next guy that the Raiders have lost out on this guy is Drake Thomas. And like we said, when he got cut, right, he probably wasn't going to clear waivers just by the way he was performing, and he got picked up by the Seattle Seahawks. So we lost out on Drake Thomas. We picked up our offensive lineman that we wanted, but we did lose out on Drake Thomas. So that's one of the bummers right there. Also, Philip Dorsett. This is just good news to think about. Philip Dorsett has signed with the Denver Broncos. So keep that in mind if you did not hear about that, or if you did not know about that. I'm telling you, Philip Dorsett has signed with the Broncos, and even so, it's just keep that in mind. They have a wide receiver drought, 1, right? They have a lot of receivers hurt. And 2, he just played with us the entirety of the preseason. So obviously they're probably going to question him, interrogate him about what he knows, about what the Raiders are going to do week 1, right? So boom, there we go. But other than that, a lot of cool news coming out. Hunter Renfrow was not seen today. Now that's something I'm not saying we got to keep our eye on it, because everybody has said in training camp he's performed very, very well. But when a guy like Hondo Carpenter says that he's surprised that Hunter Renfrow is still on the roster, it's just a little something to keep your eye on. It's just a little something to keep your eye on. Do I think that he's going to get traded? No, I don't think he's going to get traded. I don't think he's going anywhere. But at the end of the day, there were a lot of people speculating that they'd be surprised if he was on the roster at the beginning of the season. Now, we got 2 weeks out. So what will the Raiders do? I very much doubt that they trade him. I'm not even saying that, but I do know that the Raiders are working the phones. They are looking at who's being cut, who they can bring in, right? So at the end of the day, moves aren't done being made. All right. Moves aren't done being made. There's still some more things that the Raiders are looking to do as far as acquiring players and making sure they have the roster complete. So from what I'm hearing from the beat reporters that I look at, that I trust, the Raiders are not satisfied with what they have in the building right now. Not saying they're not cool with going into week 1 with who they have in the building, but they feel like they can improve in some areas, which as fans and as creators as well, we agree there's some room for improvement in certain areas. So it's good to see that they're still tapping the phones, seeing what's going on. So that's all the news right there. Make sure you tap it on the like and subscribe button. Hit on the little notification bell so you get more updates like this. As the weeks continue, we're going to keep getting more and more into Denver scouting, right? We're going to start looking at what we got to do for Denver. So keep that in mind as I go live tomorrow, as I do from 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. I might not have a guest, maybe not, but if so, I have some things lined up. So it's going to be cool. So go ahead, still pull over, man. Pull over, still pull up, right? And we're gonna make the thing shake. So remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I always keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?